Welcome back to my channel, SK Movies. Now, if you missed my previous video, it was just a short introduction to what my channel will be all about. Mainly, I'll be talking about movies, but there may be talk about television shows, physical media, all sorts of things will be thrown in there. But today, we officially start. You see, one of my favorite franchises out there is the Rocky and Creed franchise. It's had its ups and downs over the years, but here we are nearly 50 years later, and it's still going strong with the release of the latest brand new entry, Creed 3. But before Creed, there was Rocky Balboa from 2006, the often overlooked sixth entry into the franchise. Today, I will be taking a deep dive look into the film. When the film was released, New York Times writer Stephen Holden said, "The idea of the 60-year-old Rocky going in at it one last time sounded risible, especially with reports of audiences laughing at trailers for the movie." However, Sylvester Stallone, who plays Rocky and wrote the movie, is an accomplished filmmaker. He knows the story is a hard sell, and he plays it just right. More than a decade had passed since the last entry in the franchise. Stallone felt like Rocky V let people down, and he wanted to end the franchise properly. With the plot, Rocky is struggling with grief over the death of his beloved Adrian, and he's now estranged from his now adult son. The character of Rocky doesn't have the love of his life to depend on anymore, and it can be hard for him. Characters like Paulie and Duke return, and it's so special to see them again. It does so much to bring these characters back to life after a long absence, and the film is sentimental, but not too sappy, doesn't overdo it. There are so many memorable scenes, like Rocky has an amazing speech to his son.
But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
Duke has some fun moments.
Every time you hit him with his shot, it's gotta feel like he tried kissing the express train. Yeah, let's start building some hurting bombs.
It's great to see Paulie again.
I had that problem.
And the film is shot very well. Acted well too. It's all done in just 100 minutes. Rocky gets his spark back when he sees a computer-simulated match on television. Pits Rocky Balboa in his prime against the current heavyweight champion, Mason the Line Dixon. It argues that Rocky would win this fight, and ultimately, it puts the idea of fighting back into Balboa's head. Of course, the ending fight is fantastic. Rocky gets back into the ring one last time with someone who's 25 years his junior. Dixon was played by a real boxer. They're throwing real punches at each other, which is why it looks so great and realistic. The film ends with Rocky losing the fight, echoing how the first film ended 30 years before. Something that I really enjoy about this movie is that it feels like it bridges the gap between the Rocky franchise and the Creed franchise that would come later. There are minor characters from the very first Rocky movie, like Spider Rico and Marie. This film also sets up what would happen with Creed. Rocky would go on to pass the torch to Adonis Creed in his films, but he starts that final journey by going into the final fight of his career. Also, Rocky's Italian restaurant is introduced in this film. It would later be commonly seen in Creed 1 and Creed 2. In fact, it's where Adonis and Rocky first meet. At the end of the day, I love this franchise, but Rocky Balboa is just a knockout success in my opinion. You can tell the script came from a personal place with Sylvester Stallone. He even said himself that the film was semi-biographical. It appreciates the things from the past and sets up what would come later in the future. I've seen the film a handful of times now, and with each viewing, I love it a little bit more. It returns the character back to his underdog roots with a story that is kind to the character's legacy without pandering. With Creed 3 having just came out, I think it's time to go back to the early 2000s and revisit Rocky Balboa, and you may just see how great it really is. For now though, I think that's gonna do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. I think my next video will be an analysis of some topic. I'm not really sure yet, but We'll figure it out soon enough. Thanks a lot for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care.